Hello everyone, today I'm going to be going over some quick tips for the launch of Diablo 4, starting with, for each class, what legendaries you're going to have access to in the first zone. So first off, for the Barbarian, you have Aspect of Tempering Blows. This is going to give you Fortify when you swap weapons. Aspect of the Protector, get a barrier whenever you get damaged by an elite. Aspect of Anemia, direct damage against bleeding enemies, has up to a 20 to 30% chance to stun. A looting aspect, becoming injured while crowd controlled, grants you unstoppable for 4 seconds. Aspect of Unrelenting Fury, when you use a core skill, it refunds some of the fury cost. In Slaking aspect, you have up to a 30 to 50% chance to gain 20 fury when Ren deals direct damage to at least one bleeding enemy. Now, depending on what build you will be going, it could be worth picking one up. One I would recommend for any build is probably Aspect of Tempering Blows. Aspect of Anemia, Aspect of the Protector could be pretty good. An aspect of Unrelenting Fury. A looting aspect, I don't know. Crowd control is probably not going to be that big of a deal. However, if you're having trouble, it's worth getting. And honestly, unlocking all of them is probably worth it in the long run, just so you have them. Next up, we have Druid. So Druid has a lot of good options early on. So first, you have access to a looting aspect, Aspect of the Protector. Stormclaw's aspect, Shred deals 20 to 30% of the damage dealt as lightning damage to the target and surrounding enemies. Nighthowler's aspect, Bloodhowl increases crit chance by 5 to 10%. Additionally, Bloodhowl also affects nearby companions and players for 3 seconds. Mangled aspect, when you're struck as a werebear, you have a 20 to 30% chance to gain 1 spirit. An aspect of the Unsatiated, after killing an enemy with Shred, your next werewolf skill generates 20 to 30% more spirit and deals 20 to 30% increased damage. I would highly recommend picking up Aspect of the Unsatiated and Stormclaw's aspect, if nothing else. However, again, picking up all of them isn't going to hurt. Moving on to Necromancer, you have Aspect of Protector, a looting aspect, Aspect of Plunging Darkness. Bone Prison spawns a pool of blight that deals 50 to 100% bonus damage over 6 seconds. Bloodseeker's aspect, Blood Lance deals 15 to 25% increased damage to its primary target per lanced enemy. Blood-bathed aspect, Blood Surge's Nova Echoes. Blood Surge's Nova Echoes again after a short delay, dealing 70 to 60% less damage. And Flesh-rending aspect, after Decompose spawns a corpse, gain 10 to 20 essence. The cool thing, Necromancer, is they have a lot of they actually have some damaging ones you can get early on. They have the most legendaries, I think, out of all the classes in the first zone. So picking up Bloodseekers, picking up Aspect of Plunging Darkness, depending on what build you're going to be going, and picking up this are going to be pretty essential, I think, for your damage. After that, the rest of them are situational, but you can decide if you need them or not. Next up, we have Rogue. We have Aspect of the Protector, a looting aspect, Aspect of Encircling Blades. Flurry deals damage enemies in a circle, or Flurry damages enemies in a circle around you and deals 8 to 15% increased damage. Aspect of Explosive Verve. When your grenade skills count as trap skills, whenever you arm a trap or drop grenades, you gain movement speed for 3 seconds. Blast Trapper's aspect, dealing direct damage to enemies affected by your trap skills, has up to a 30 to 50% chance to make them vulnerable for 3 seconds. An energizing aspect, damaging an elite with a basic skill generates 3 to 7 energy. So, not bad. Encircling Blades and I think energizing aspect are going to be very, very good to pick up early on, but the rest is up to you. And lastly, we have Sorcerer. So Sorcerer has Aspect to the Protector, a looting aspect, Aspect of Conflagration. While channeling, Incinerate, your burning damage is increased by 20 to 30%. Flamewalker's aspect, coming into contact with your firewall, grants move speed. Aspect of Piercing Cold, ice shards pierce 3 to 4 times, dealing 25 to 20% less damage per subsequent enemy hit. And Recharging aspect, each time Chain Lightning bounces off you, gain 4 to 6 mana. So there's a lot of choices here. Whether you're going fire, ice, or electric, there actually is something for you here that could be potentially pretty good. So with that being said, it's going to bring me to this little infographic here that I edited. And This is going to show you where all the legendaries are. So it's color coded right here. Barbarian is yellow. Necromancer is red. Druid is blue. Sorcerer is purple. Boom, boom, over here. And Rogue is green. Now that is going to bring me into the last part of this, as I have a couple of tips for you. So the first is, please do a Shava at level. The reason why I say this is because I noticed, at least on the open beta, there's a lot of people that were level 12, level 13 that were going to a Shava. And when you have a whole group of where you have maybe 3 level 20s to 25s and you're level 13, you're kind of trolling your group a little bit there, because if they don't have a well put together build, which a lot of people aren't, because this is going to be early on, people aren't going to have been farming the same dungeon at level 20 to 25 over and over again to be able to just carry the boss fight on their back. You're going to have a rough time, and you're going to probably end up wasting a Shava spawns for you and the people in that group. Next up, you want to make sure that, now I'm normally not against this kind of play style, but I would suggest that you focus on finishing the campaign first, as opposed to just going through and doing every single dungeon, full clearing every area. And the only reason for that is, one, you'll become over-leveled for the area if you do that. And if you become over-leveled for the area, you're actually going to be gaining less experience. So I think the numbers are going to come out to where it's I don't know, it seemed like, at least on the open beta, that if you were, I don't know, let's say 2 or 3 levels below, or even 4 or 5, you were getting more experience than if you were let's say 2 levels ahead. So you want to actually kind of stay under leveled while you're, while you're doing this, and that's going to help keep your EXP as efficient as possible. So if you kind of scorched earth this and you do everything, you're probably going to end up out leveling this area pretty darn quick, and that's going to make you actually get less EXP in the long run. There's also some in-game things that I know have not been revealed yet, but I was talking to some people that actually played the alpha, and there's this thing called the Tree of Whispers, and what that does is that unlocks special events around the world, and it becomes pretty much one of the best ways to get gear at the end game. So progressing through the campaign so you can unlock that is kind of pretty important, as opposed to doing the whole scorched earth thing. Not only that, if you progress through the campaign, you're going to get things like your mount, among other things, unlocked. So it's going to be a little bit more efficient with your time and with how fast you level if you just focus on going into a zone, maybe picking up the class legendaries for each zone and the general ones, and then kind of moving on into finishing that campaign. So yeah, but after that, not too much else to say. Have fun, enjoy playing Diablo 4, and I hope this helped give you some ideas of some early items you can pick up to help smooth out your leveling experience. Thanks for watching.